What's up, Fit Fam? This is Giovanni of Gio's Logic, your host of Fitness Junkeez. I hope this show meets you in good health and spirits, and if not, I hope it inspires you to do something about it. Today, before I introduce my guest, let's show a clip that will introduce my guest.
One's in Portland, one's in LA, and actually four, the other one's in Cleveland. Stanley in trouble, down he goes, and a 6, Terrance Carter. Terrance Carter gets the sack.
Terrance Carter told me during the pregame, I'm feeling healthy for the first time in years. He's most certainly played like it through 2 games. Excellent step up the field, and once you get that kind of burst, it's about closing to finish at the QB.
So this field goal.
Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying.
Thanks for delivering those clips and that speech from Any Given Sunday. I love that speech because it's really kind of like a life lesson about how close you can be, or actually how, it is a game of inches, and so is life.
Exactly. No,
my boy Terrance, how are you?
How you doing, man?
Good.
Pleasure. No, thank you, Thank you for having me on the show, man.
Yes.
It's it means so much just to be in this platform. Thank you. I was like, I'm kind of still hyped up from watching the film right now, and my heart's beating. And so, no, it's when you have that passion, and but no, I'm gonna go along with you and say that that speech, in life and football, that's you're so you're 1 inch away. You're 1 step away, you're 1 talk away, you're 1 text away, 1 email away. So the opportunities that are in front of you daily, health-wise, mentally, physically, spiritually, I believe in that every day, man. So no, that's why I had to share that, because that meant something. Like I can watch that scene, and be good. So,
yeah. So every guest gives us their fitness journey from as far back as you want to go, how you kind of graduated from, playing in the park to the highest heights that you got, and that brings you to where you are today.
Absolutely. Okay. Well, let me just start at, I got to go back to Kansas. That's when, we think that just being the fastest person in Topeka, Kansas, that was my fitness journey. That's how it started off, just being the competition. I wanted to be the best athlete. I wanted to be the fastest, but we don't have YouTube and these drills and everything now. Back then it was literally, I didn't educate myself on, defenses and offenses. It was read the playbook, do what the coach or my dad says to me. So that's the thing where it started for me, is that there was no weights, there was no sprints, there was no ladder drill. Graduating and being fortunate enough to receive a Division I scholarship. That's when my real fitness journey started, because I was so far behind. And seeing just like the first guy I met, his name was Big England. And I walked up to him, he's 6'7", 6'8", 275 solid, his muscles busting out the top of his neck. And you're sitting there, and I'm like, hey, how you doing, man? Terrance Card, I'm a freshman. He's like, hey, they call me Big England. I'm a freshman too. I was like, oh shit, I'm never gonna play again. I'm never gonna play on a Division I level because, I'm skinny. I'm a skinny kid that just happened to be good at football, basketball, and fast enough to, get away from you. So that would be, the start of my real fitness journey. Other than the health-wise, because my coach was telling me to eat McDonald's every single day to gain weight. That's what Colorado State. So I would go from training table, eating meat, potatoes, green beans, everything. And my coach would hand me, he's just like, all right, here's some money right here. Go and get McDonald's right now.
Wow.
And I want to see you eat it.
Wow.
We want 40 pounds on you by next season.
Right.
And this is, the misinformation from coaches, everybody has their own myths on how to gain weight, on how to work out. And so I started to get size, started to get, taller, started to gain weight. You have no choice when you're going through real two-a-days. That's in college, the real two-a-days were we start at 5 a.m. You go to, you're walking out of meetings, you're literally on the field by 6. You practice 2.5, 3 hours. You go dive in the ice tub. You go back. You go to meetings again, and then you're back out on the field. Mm-hmm. And you might be a 3 a day. So I mean,
that's back when they let them kill the athletes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, this is when your body, like everybody hated the cold tub on the first day. Like, no, we're good, man. We're in shape. We're 18, 19, 20 years old. We're good to go. Everybody was doing swan dives. Did you see the Olympics right there? I was like, the woman that won the diving, everybody's diving in there by the time, by the time
Day 2 or 3 comes around.
Oh, yeah, 2 or 3. I was like, I'm talking about after day 2. But this is when you're all out. But, I wouldn't take, anything away from it. I loved every single second of it.
So in high school, how did you escape playing football without training in the weight room?
I'm just going to be honest. Kansas sports wasn't like a Florida, a Texas, a Oklahoma, a California. And so that was along the lines of I was physically behind. Mm-hmm. When you see a Darren Sproles come out of Kansas, that wasn't a program, a coach and a program that knew exactly what he was doing. And, he's look at him now,
Right.
Successful when he came out of Kansas. I think it was Latham North, where he came out of. I'm from Topeka, Kansas, so we're literally running a 6-1 defense, a split offense, veer. And I'm just kind of, I was fortunate enough to be bigger than the next man. And I wanted it a little bit more. I was like, I had to get past you. I'm going to get tackled. I'm going to tackle you. You're not going to stop me. That was installed with, from my mother and my father. That competition, we're real competitive, whether it's Monopoly, whether it's, football, basketball, baseball. I competed with my brother a lot, all the time, because he was the pretty boy. He's, the basketball player, the talented one, right?
Okay.
So I would go and steal his trophies that he'd win. He'd win these first place trophies in football, basketball, and baseball and track. And I'm like, give me that. And I'm setting them on my shelf. Like, we don't have bunk beds. He's just like, bro, I see that you're taking my trophies. So
Right.
that was just installed in me. So for that to be fortunate enough to make varsity and to play at that level was just strictly determination. And I was blessed to be in a league where I was able. But if I was in Florida, if I was in Oklahoma, I would be in a program that would have made me lift, made me, raise my standards and raise the bar. But I got to be honest, at a 6A school in Kansas, it was probably a 2A school in, Texas.
So that doesn't sound like a scenario that gets you to Did you play in the NFL as well?
No, I worked out. I had lots of NFL workouts,
Right.
and never made it. So that broke my heart.
But you played professional football
Yes,
for
arena
10
football.
years?
Yes, 10
Yeah.
years in arena football league.
So it doesn't sound like that guy would make it to that
Absolutely.
level. What was the changing thing?
The turning point for me was when you see people on the field at a D1 level. It could be from anyone, NAIA, D2. When you see somebody in front of you, and that's where that competitiveness came back into me. And I was like, I want that spot. So what am I going to have to do? I'm going to have to spend more time in the weight room. I'm going to have to eat more. I'm going to have to eat right. I have to be faster. What am I going to do? So it was literally I have to beat him. That was what got me to that drive. And then accountability, really looking at myself on a lot of people that made it were hungry, and they don't need a coach. They don't need somebody. They don't need somebody to pat them on the back. They don't need anybody. I needed that because that's what I came from. I was like, I'm Kansas and standout athlete, but I do what you tell me to do. Mm-hmm. Everybody else that's, dug and was hungry for it, and they're out running in an open field. Nobody told them to go and run on the field. Mm-hmm. Nobody told them to do drills. Nobody told them to study the playbook. And that was just kind of looking inward. And I said to myself, I think I got cut from the Los Angeles Avengers. So I'm real cocky. I'm solid. I'm fast. And I finally looked at myself, was like, wait a minute, if this is the end of my career, I have to give it my best shot. And so I dropped down a league. It was the AF2 then. And then
I would work. Had that.
Yeah, nobody did. Nobody did. And I was like, I'm, the Los Angeles Avengers, now they're flying private planes and playing in the Staples Center and playing against Bon Jovi's team, the Fries with San Jose, Philadelphia. So these are, this is where you want to be. In the AFL, I want the journey to get back to the NFL. I want that shot.
Right.
But then I was just like, I'm looking around the locker room, and I'm like, this guy is still over here studying, and I can't wait to leave and go and chase girls, or I can't wait to go and party. And the one guy was going and lifting after. My brother-in-law
After
now.
a game?
After a game, after practice, it was important to them that they was the best at that position. They're the best at their craft. And I had to learn that by getting cut. And my dream, my passion, my everything I was like, it's getting taken away from me. And then I had to say, wait a minute, what's going to give me the best shot? I have to get stronger. I have to get up. I have to, get cardio. I have to, if it's 80 plays on the field, I have to beat the man in front of me for 80 plays. And I want to be recognized. Those highlights right there, that was from watching hours and hours of film and knowing that when he was heavy on one foot, does he have a high hand plant or low hand plant? What does the quarterback do on 3rd and long? What do they do in midfield? These are what winners do. They study these Hall of Famers and these NFL players and these great athletes, and through all these programs, it means something to them.
Right.
And so that's where my journey honestly took a turn, is when I looked at myself and I got serious about my fitness. I got serious about my craft. I was brutally honest with myself. I'm behind. I'm not fast enough. I'm not strong enough. I'm not tall enough. And when you have NFL scouts come up to you and say, hey, man, if you was 1 inch taller and 10 pounds heavier, wait, I can go and believe me, I can go get McDonald's right now and get 10 pounds. I can get to 10, but I can't get taller. These are the things that they are, but if you were a standout athlete, if you would have took the initiative in the first place and not wait on a coach, and you didn't have to wait on a parent, and you didn't have to wait on a teammate. Get up, get your pads, get your shoes, do whatever, and that's what's helped me now as on my journey. Now at 38 years old, I'm old now, but it means something to me that I have to be up and out of the house and in the gym because I want to give my best chance at health, at life. These are one of the few things that you can control is your health. I can get in a car and get in a car accident tomorrow.
Right.
I was like, I can catch cancer, I can do this, but I was like, the things I can do, I might be able to beat diabetes.
Right.
I might be able to, beat heart disease with losing more weight. I might, I don't want to be on high blood pressure medication. And so to look at, you don't have to be skinny, you don't have to be buff, you don't have to be whatever. I want you to be healthy, and that's what I want to share. And that's what I just kind of push and. It's something in my life. It means something to me to get up and push as hard as you can every day because it's that you're 1 inch away.
Right.
You're 1 inch away, man. And that's how I drive is knowing that opportunity, that one call, that one text, that one step, that one lift is going to get me to the level I believe that I'm going to be finally satisfied. But until then.
It's interesting that you had such an epiphany from failure. They say that if you have a growth mindset, there's no failures, there's just learning. And that's kind of what you did.
Yeah.
And I'm going to guess you learned a lot during your football career, your professional football career,
Absolutely.
And how it's now applying to your life.
Yes.
Can you talk about that?
Oh, man, absolutely. I mean, just with the preparation, let's start with that, the preparation and the mindset. There is, on football, it starts way before the game. I was like, just like in life and football, it starts way before work. It starts way before, just in this position right now and, where you are right now interviewing me. It didn't start with you just walking in the door and saying, hey, I'm good at what I do.
Right.
No, it started with putting a plan together, getting your mind right, studying, preparing every single day, and then going in and putting the physical, now I got to prepare physically.
Right.
I was like, now the mental is done, that I'm ready to go. You got to get up and pop up. You can drag if you want, but guess what? That player that's about to go up against you, that person that's competing for that same job, that same position is up and ready mentally and ready to put in more hours than you. They're ready to take your spot. They're ready for you to fail, so they want you to step on that field one step away.
Right.
That 1 inch away. I have so many quarterback hits that should have been sacks, but I was 1 inch away. I was 1 second away from making that big play. So you saw a couple on there that was, sack, forced fumbles, and those were big plays. But my biggest game, Corey Mayfield came off one of the best coaches I've ever had, and I had 3 sacks in one game. In arena, that's really good. And I finally came off defensive player of the game. I'm getting interviewed, ESPN2. I was like, man, I feel great.
Right.
I'm on top of the world, right?
Right.
Coach is sitting back there, huge dip in his mouth. He's just like, you left something out there. He's like, if I was you, I wouldn't be excited right now. What do you mean? I was like, Coach, we won the game because I made the play. He said, if you would have made the plays before the end of the game, we wouldn't have come down to this play. And so it messed my head up. And then I didn't even go out that night. I didn't go chase girls. I didn't go do anything.
Right.
I had the trainer. I was like, hey, I want the film. Went and sat home. And I was tired, so I took plays off. And then I saw that old lineman looked like he owned me on that one. I didn't give it my all. And I didn't. So, to go back to it is that the preparation that went into it and taking it seriously every day, every play, and just being in a mindset of, are you going to get beat, or are you going to let it beat you? Or are you going to take everything on yourself and put it on your back And, I had lots of games where, you don't have to be the hero. But that old lineman and quarterback didn't like me.
Right.
And I was like, and that's how I can take it into my job and then into my work ethic every day is I want the best possible chance to be successful. And I know I want to walk out, and when I lay down every single night, I want to know I gave it my best shot and being the best human, the best friend, the best brother, the best son, the best anything, entrepreneur, anything I want to accomplish, I want to give it my best foot forward. And if that's not how you're going to live your life, you're just going to be content, then just go ahead, then that's fine. Go ahead, be you, but don't complain when you get passed up.
Right. So, funny, I had NFL dreams, but I was way undersized at 5'11", 225 pounds playing defensive line.
Yeah.
Talk to me about never getting a real shot in the NFL and that dream dying, and how do you live with that?
Oh man, I mean, one, it's just something that you just have to live with because I don't believe in regret. I don't believe in, we believe in lessons. All right, I'm happy for everybody that gets the chance to step on that field underneath those lights. Envy and jealousy used to drive me crazy until I grew into the man I am today. But now I'm going to be your biggest fan. But back to it is that it ate me up for so long. And I started to blame coaches. I started to blame, the defensive setup. We ran a 4-3 Tampa 2. I was like, I'm a pass rusher. I should have been here, and you go into this woulda, coulda, shoulda. And, if I would have taken my physical, when you look back on it, physically, height, you can't do that.
Right.
I was like, there's nothing we can help there.
Right.
But if I would have given myself the best chance by being the best defensive end in Colorado State, that would have helped me. To be in the best, the study, I was the best athlete. And I was like knowing that when I stepped on the field to give myself the best shot, that an agent would come on and talk to me. I was like, because I did this all alone. And I was like, I don't believe that my college coaches liked me. I don't believe, and it made me real angry, and I didn't want to play. So it hurt me a lot when your strength coach and college coach says, "Hey, man, you're not going to play football anymore." What? So not making it on a level that you've dreamed of, yeah, it hurts. It's it's just like anybody else having any other dream of what you truly want to become and what you consider making it. But what I found is that joy and happiness of perfecting my craft in arena football and giving my best shot there. And I was like, I did actually make it on TV. I did have a few fans, and it was fulfilling. But I had to be honest with myself and say I didn't take the correct steps to make it to the NFL. Could I have, could have coach could have taken a shot with me? Yeah. Could they have, I could have had a couple more workouts? Absolutely. But I had 5 years to look at my life and push harder than the other million athletes around the country in every single program and say that I deserve the shot over this defensive end. And I can't say honestly that I could do that because I didn't take it serious. I was more into partying. I was more into chasing women. I was more into, let's have fun. And then I wanted to know that, okay, I'm better than the person I'm playing. That's not how it goes in recruiting. That's not how it goes when somebody is about to pay you millions of dollars. They have to know that you're the best possible person for this position that 1%ers make. To make it on this level, if you want to play underneath these lights, you better get serious about it. And I honestly was, until I got cut from the arena football, I honestly did not take it serious. So, but I becoming, a better athlete after, and becoming a student of the game, and becoming, I don't think I've ever been an all-star pro or anything like that. I just knew I wanted to get to the quarterback. Mm-hmm. And it was important to me to get to the quarterback, whether it was a sack, quarterback hit, a fumble, turn and run, or anything. And that's what actually fulfilled me and those dreams, because I actually started to learn, and I literally started to study myself. And so after that day, that coach, Mayfield, can't stand him. After that, I was like, wait a minute. Now I have to watch myself along with watching the game film of what this player did. What did I do? So then it goes back to life in football. What did I do today?
Right.
Did I miss a step?
Right.
Did I miss an hour? Was I lazy? Did I miss a call? Did I follow up? Did I do anything? I mean, I'm in sales now, and these are the steps you have to follow to be successful.
Yeah.
You have to push every day. You have to be accountable, and you have to step up and be the man that you're supposed to be and you can be. And those dreams, just because it didn't come true doesn't mean that you're not great.
Right.
It just means that you was meant for another path. And the fans, the couple fans that I had, and the people that I've been surrounded around and brought into my life and that I've met throughout my career, I was like, it's more fulfilling than anything. I was like, but I had to accept that. I was like, Terrance, yeah, you didn't make it to the NFL, but guess what? You made it to being able to do what you love. Yeah. You do what you love on national television, in an arena with 14,000 people in it. You're getting to sign autographs after it. You're on a private plane with the fries, and you're getting to go into suites and with the where the Pittsburgh Steelers play, and where all these things. Why aren't you thankful for this and not looking at this jealousy and envy? Because it'll rot you. It'll truly rot you, looking at someone else's lives and saying, oh, that should have been me.
So you pushed through, you kept striving, you tried to get your opportunity, you started learning, you started studying. Then it came towards the end of arena football. What was the end like there, and what team were you on?
Oh man, that's now you're gonna pull it out of me. It was Vince Neal's team here. Motley Crue. It was the Las Vegas Outlaws. So this is how I ended up in Las Vegas. This is I knew that I only had a couple more years left. I'm 32 years old. I'm not as fast as I was. I'm not as strong as I was, but I can still get to the quarterback. I know I can beat you, but now I know the athlete and the man I am, and I want to do more. So playing, in this program, it was a new team. I was like, there was a lot of things that was done wrong, a lot of, bridges burned. But my last game, I was setting up an offensive lineman, and I broke through the line. I was like, set him up inside, went outside. Fullback came, put his top of the helmet right in my knee. And I'm laying there like, no, man, this can't be it. I feel it. I feel something wrong. I finished the game after they shot me up with cortisone and everything like that, wrapped it up. And then I had to have surgery after the season.
What kind of surgery?
This was MCL, ligament damage, LT band. This was just kind of not, ACL or anything, but it was enough to know that I did not want to do this anymore. And so the problem with most athletes is they don't have a plan after football. Mm-hmm. If you get off the NFL field, you can be an analyst and, start your podcast and be successful. Now, for the last 10 years, my resume is football. So now I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not going back into playing football. Not doing what I love anymore. What is it that I'm going to do? What am I good at? Don't know.
Ow.
Like, and so being honest with myself now, I'm like, wait a minute, man. Well, let me go for these high-paying jobs. So I'm going and sending my resume, the lack there is. Like, there's only a couple paragraphs in there.
Right, and then football.
And football is it's name, date, birth, and everything.
Right.
Football. And so I'm going on these interviews with these high-end companies and medical sales and pharmaceutical and, and I'm like, hey, how you doing? Oh, we love you, Terrance, but what does this, how does this equate into you're going to be a good employee for us?
Right.
I don't know, but you said come interview, that's what I'm doing.
Right.
So my resume, I had to start actually as a merchandiser. I went from playing, in front of thousands of people to stocking beer in a Smith's in Las Vegas while limping.
Wow.
Because I had surgery, but I needed a job.
Right.
I actually lied on the physical and was just like, hey, they was like, Terrance, you need to walk and lift and everything. And I'm like, don't tell them you just had surgery. Do not tell them you need a job, because arena football is not NFL money.
Yeah. What's the difference? Like, I know the average salary for NFL is like in the minimum salary is like $300K.
Yeah.
What's the
about $300. Like that's well, it in the old arena one before it folded. I say it would average around 80,000 to 100,000. The high end quarterbacks would get around maybe plus 100,000 definitely.
Quarterbacks don't get $1 million?
Oh no. And Kurt Warner, all of those guys. I was like, no, these are talented guys, and I believe so many more athletes on the arena level deserve a shot, and they have a talent and they have an edge that they deserve to be looked at. But
grinders.
But the thing is that's why I feel that they deserve the shot, because that Arena 2 level that I was telling you about,
right.
That paid $200 a game. Ow. And that was if you won the game. If you didn't win the game, you got, I think it was 150 or 160 if you lost the game.
Wow. Now
you get a free meal. We got coupons to go to Burger King, and you got to take a slow, no air-conditioned bus home, no matter where you played. So you're taking these 12 to 15-hour trips all over the country, and I'm like, now I'm really thinking, you know what, man? Maybe this is not my journey.
Right.
So if you're willing to put up with that and still go put your life on the line and play and do what you love for $200, and then you see somebody, in the NFL that won't play for $1 million, that's kind of, you're just sitting there like, wait a minute, man. Like, I'm doing this because I love it. I'm passionate about it. I need it. I'm grinding for it. I literally played a game in arena football, and then I would go bounce while cramping. I'm cramping. I'm bleeding. I'm still sweating because I'm still hot. The adrenaline is pumping, right. And I'm standing at a door, just to make ends meet to do what I love. So, no, that was, but it went from 80, before the league folded, it was around 80 to 100,000 average in the Arena 1 players. Then the league folded, everybody got the same, around $1,000. Everybody played $1,000 a game. That's it. It was like that. Now this was taxes. Now take taxes, and
right.
Other guys had child support and everything. So
right.
You might be paying for $500 a game.
Wow.
So we have these national sponsors.
Right.
And the high execs and the owners are making all this money, because how can you sell out an arena, have these national sponsors on ESPN2 and, all these games, and then you're paying your players $500 a game.
Right. That's true slavery.
Yes,
there.
That is. And so I think it's a little bit better now, but I don't really follow it now. But
Right.
that's what we had to go through. And to me, that's true grind. When you have to literally to do your job, get off and go to your job just to support your family, yourself, and just try to get the opportunity. And that's where my workouts came from. My NFL workouts came after, going and just grinding every day. And then, I was fortunate enough to hear from Cleveland Browns, the Philadelphia Eagles, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But these are just workouts. Thousands of players do that. And one was bad because I'm working a full-time job, and I didn't work out in no off-season. And I blew that one with the Cleveland Browns. The other one, the Philadelphia Eagles. Now this is my shot. I'm all in. I'm 6'4", 285. I feel great. This is the best. This is my best shot. This is my only shot. And this was when they had speed ends. So this has had a low track stance, and they're coming off the edge. I'm like, this is me. I know this is what I am. And I ran my 20, and the coach was like this, showed the other coach, because big guys, they don't run 40s, they ran 20s, which I was thankful for, because my 40 was garbage. I only had an explosion, in my get off. And he said, hey, Carter, do it again. I was like, must have been slow, right? So I'm out to just start doubting myself, load up, put my, hand on the line, crowd the line, bow, go. Run through. You see, I turned around real quick. I was like, come on, man. Like, that couldn't have been slow.
Right.
Coach was like this. Look, after, he's just like, He's like, Carter, you're done. I was like, that was it. I was like, that was my best shot to get into the NFL.
Did you see what it was?
And the coach was just like, he saw my face. I went up and I handed him. I was like, Coach, that was the D-line coach. I don't remember his name. But he was like, Coach, thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate you. I'm going to go, hop back on the plane. He's like, Carter, what are you talking about? He's just like, you see those guys in suits over there? He's like, they came down. He's like, that's why I had you run again. He's like, they came down to see you. I'm like, now my heart's pumping, man. I was like, wait a minute, man. I was like, this might be practice squad. This might be signing. And I went. He's like, go shower up. He's like, I'll see you in the offices. And they kept on working out the other guys.
Right.
I said, Philadelphia Eagles, come on, man. Like, I'm praying. I'm I'm cheesing. I'm like, I can't stop smiling.
Right.
I said, but this is, and this came from, I worked a full-time job. I worked out before I went to the work. I was a TA at an elementary school making $9 an hour. After I got off at 3:30, 4 o'clock, I would go and lift. Then I would drive down to Lawrence, Kansas. My brother-in-law, Brandon Perkins, and some other guys that went to KU let me work out on the field at KU. So I'm driving for 20 minutes to go and work on my 40, do drills, do drops and everything like that, drive back home, and by that time it's around 12 and I got to be up at 6 again. That's when I was that was my best shot, because that was true grind for me, and that's when I got my best opportunity. And that's why I say that if I would have done this in college, in high school, and educated myself and not wait for hope and everything to come together and lightning to crash, and, what I'm saying, to just get that one opportunity.
Right.
But I went up to the offices, and I'm sitting there, just puff, just look big, look big, look big, Terrance. I was like, come on, this is it. And he came out and was just like, Terrance, sorry. He said it had to be unanimous if we was going to sign you. He's like, we feel that, a more experienced player, is a better fit for us. He's like, so you had, I think it was 8 out of 9 votes. He's just like, but needed to be unanimous. And I was like, you
8 out of 9?
yo,
That's
it's
90%.
that's one person that just their experience in the NFL, that was just like, he's an arena football player. He has bad habits. He has this and this and this. Like, and it's that one person. That's why I said you're 1 inch away. You're one person away. You're one call away. You're and you always want to give yourself the best opportunity. And I walked away hurt, but that was my best shot at getting my goal. And then I kept that same work ethic throughout my arena career. So yeah, that was yeah, man. Like that was it. I was like, like I said, it was gut wrenching, and to hear that I was 1 vote away. But like I said, I had to be accountable, and I had to be honest about my diet. I had to be honest about my actions. I had to be honest about my work ethic. That it was too late, and that sometimes that you do fall into that perfect position where, that coach says yes, or that employer says yes. That happened after football, with my career, and that's what's actually happening now. I was like, I feel that I found the perfect role for me, where I can be myself. I can share my experience, my pain, my mental health, my, hydration and all these things. And now I'm actually happy because I found something that football was a perfect fit for me, and I'm still striving to be the perfect fit in everything in my life. But now that I'm able to get up and do something I love and do something I believe in, I was like, that can make me push through my work hours, and then anything else on my other ventures. I was like, I'm more than happy to do, because now I know what I want to do. I want to be happy. I want to be healthy. I want to, do the things I love and not worry about my checking account. I was like, wait a minute, I want to buy a flight home to see my family, but will I have to eat peanut butter and jelly for the rest of the time? No, I'm just like happy and blessed right now, man.
So that's a good transition. Hey, Travis, let's run that other video to show the audience what he's doing right now.
Time to hydrate. Best kept secret in sports. No longer a secret.
So,
Yeah.
I think you brought something
I did.
for us here. Did you not?
So I brought you goodies.
Nice.
Here, this is BioSteel. So, BioSteel was actually founded in 2009 from an ex NHL player, Michael Camilleri, and he found this that BioSteel, that sports was missing something. And so you take these, look at these sugary drinks and these carbonated drinks. I used to drink All Sport when I was a kid. That was basically soda.
Right.
I was like, okay, well, we have Gatorade and all these people, and it's on the sideline. And they found this craft that it would be, this hydration, this clean, healthy hydration that is sugar-free, that athletes deserve the best shot. That goes back to everything. Give yourself the best chance. And this is what BioSteel does. And that's why we have signed the athletes that we have, because these top athletes in across sports, from in the NBA, NFL, NHL, MLB, Major League Soccer, these athletes believe in BioSteel just because this is what they want to put in. You want to fuel your body? That's like with hydration, this is what you want to fuel your body with. And this is why they came up with it back in 2009. It's actually been around a long time, but it just was called the pink drink.
Right.
Yeah, and so most of the time you would see a Gatorade bottle or a cup, and it would be pink. And you can go back and look at it. I was like, or a water bottle like this, and you see athletes spraying it in. It's BioSteel. And I was like, so, but, you know, because Gatorade's put so much money on the sidelines and paying for it,
Right.
I was like, you wouldn't see it. So they finally marketed it and put this amazing product out, and signing, you know, athletes such as, you know, Patrick Mahomes, you know, Ezekiel Elliott, Jalen Ramsey, DeAndre Hopkins, Connor McDavid. You know, we've partnered with, you know, franchises in NBA, Toronto Raptors. We just we just became the official sponsor of the Los Angeles Lakers. So these organizations and athletes trust us because we're putting out a clean, healthy hydration that, one, we believe in and that they believe in. That is when, you know, whether it's practice, whether it's a daily routine, whether it's on the sideline, you're not supposed to be putting sugar into your body.
Right.
You know, when it doesn't matter if you're lifting, whether you're practicing. I remember most of the times, you know, when we were throughout high school, throughout college, where we're just like, hey, man, go put more powder Gatorade in there and make it sweeter. Because we want to, you know, we want it to taste good,
Right.
while we're pouring sweat,
Right.
and, you know, no electrolytes, no nothing, like everything we're needing,
Right.
and we want more sugar.
Right.
How does that make sense?
No, it doesn't.
No, you know, and so this is you know, these are what we put out, and this is our VIP package. I wanted to, you know, just drop off to you as a
Nice.
gift and say thank you for having me on.
Nice.
But also, this is the best product. And this is the best. I mean, this is why I can represent it, and this is why I'm so excited about it, and this is why all these organizations that we're partnering with are so excited about it.
And it's not just the replacement drink. There's other stuff that they do. What other
Absolutely.
stuff do
So we have a powder hydration. So, you know, if you don't like the RTD form, the ready to drink form, we have proteins. We have a plant-based protein. We have creatines. We have a sports green. There's a vitamin C tablets. They literally work with, you know, college eligibility, so that we have all clean, healthy supplements that, you know, if you take it, you know, your eligibility won't be taken away because you're taking our protein.
Right.
Because, you know, in lots of times in most of these proteins, it might have the same drum, you know, and say, oh, no, this was taken out, but they use the same drum, and it might be something that is,
Picogram.
yeah, you know, it's something,
Right.
and you would, you know, now you test
Positive
positive,
for something banned and-
because it's something banned. And this is what we do. This is why colleges trust us, because we're taking upon ourselves to, you know, work with the top people and put out the best product. And that's what I like about it. I mean, it's in these. You know, this is my favorite, the peach mango right here.
I gotta try
and they're in a recyclable, plant-based capped. You know, as it's amazing, man. So there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah. So when I was, you know, getting 10 for 10 Gatorades at the store on my fitness journey, I'm just like, okay, well, you know, I'm not drinking soda. I'm not drinking juice. I'm drinking Gatorade. You know, I was like, put them in the freezer. It might be my little slushy and everything.
Right.
And I'm not understanding why I'm not losing this, you know, this little bit of gut right here. You know, I'm not eating sugar. I'm not eating candy. Then you look at it, and, you know, I'm literally every single time I'm taking a shot of sugar when I'm drinking that Gatorade. I was like, or that Body Armor, or that, you know, Powerade.
Right.
And because it tastes good, I was like, that's what most athletes, you know, were geared for, because
Right.
they're telling you, oh, there's electrolytes in it. Michael Jordan, you know, represents it, and everything. It's like, it's everywhere, but it's not good for you.
Right.
And that's why they took it upon themselves and said, we want a product that athletes can truly take, and not, you know, and not just kind of have to worry about, you know,
The extra sugar.
and,
Yeah.
you know, and what's going to happen, you know, with our products. So am I going to test positive for something?
Right.
No. So with the proteins, in the ready to drink and the hydration products, I love what I do on a daily basis because this product. They're serious about it, and I'm excited about it, and just like Major League Sports is excited about it.
So, a couple questions. So this is where does this compete with like the Gatorades and the vitamin waters and things like that? And then price wise, is it the same?
Yeah. So right now, you can go to like a Costco. There's here in the Vegas area. It's in the AM PM Terribles. They have 2 for $4 deals. I was like, it depends on which account it's in and how they want to sell it, their margins. But we make it very, it's hard to compete with a 59 cents a bottle, for Powerade, but that's like putting Kool-Aid in a jar and shaking it up.
Right.
Still is a quality product, but for $2.49 or $2 at your Costco or in all the accounts that we're in, we have our hydration products in Walmart. These are the things. So it is a competitive price. That with your Body Armors and your Top Gatorades, because that's why they're actually trying to take the sugar-free Gatorade and the sugarless everything now.
Right.
But why would you go with a company that is trying to do it now? I was like, we already perfected it.
Right.
So yeah.
And it's sweetened with stevia?
Stevia, yes.
Right. So you're not getting the chemicals.
Exactly. I was
they
like, so there's
put-
no artificial flavoring, no artificial colors, anything. This is all natural, and that is stevia. And I honestly just love all the products. I was like, there hasn't been one. I mean, I have one that I'd prefer to drink, but there's not one that I just said, oh my God, why did we do this?
Right. Right. And you can get the hydration stuff. Where do you can get the protein stuff here?
The proteins, you can go on to biosteel.com.
Okay.
But I will be trying to, I can't say about the deals that's coming on because that's not, but it's going to be in our discount stores here in Vegas soon.
Okay.
That you can pick it up. But biosteel.com. Go and pick up. We always have promotion deals and we have a point system that's amazing.
Okay.
With that you can get signed jerseys, signed balls, and everything from our athletes. DeAndre Hopkins does a lot of events down in Arizona, and we're trying to get a lot of stuff going where we take care of you as well.
And I was reading about the protein, which was really exciting because I'm always looking for a better protein. It's like no sugar in the protein as well.
No sugar,
carbs or
no
something.
carbs. Yeah, no. So
Yeah.
like that's why we don't have a weight gainer or anything like that, because we just, it's not saying that carbs are bad. If
Right.
we're not saying that at all. But we are saying that with our formulas, we've found that carbs. We just stray away from it because this is what we want to, the best product we want to put out without carbs.
Okay.
So yeah, no, that's why there's no carbs in there and no sugar in those products
Have
as
you
well.
tasted the protein? Do you
Yes,
like it?
yes, no, I love it. Now, this is why I'm 25 pounds down.
Oh, wow.
Like, because it's not due, oh my God, I just take it and I'm down. No, I believe in putting in the right things into your body.
Yes.
And this is what's been the best assisted me, is that if I do need that sweet tooth, or whatever, a flavor, instead of drinking water all the time, BioSteel is right here. And now I'm at about 6 a day where I can take it. I feel hydrated, because hydration is not only, it doesn't just say, oh, well, I'm sweating and, I just need something to drink. No, it has to do with your skin, has to do with your hair. It has to do with your mental state in your, throughout the day, your sleep. All of these.
All your organs.
All your organs,
heart,
yes. I was like, your body without water and that hydration and those electrolytes, it will shut down.
Yeah.
And that's why these BioSteel, they stay in the refrigerator, they stay on the shelf, and they stay near me at all times.
Nice, nice. So what else does Terrance Carter got going on outside of football, outside of BioSteel? What are you passionate about?
Now, throughout my journey and my ups, my downs. I kind of share my stories about mental health. So I just share those kind of stories on my Instagram page about mental health, about men actually being honest about their feelings, about crying, about just taking a look in the mirror and saying, hey, you know what, I'm not okay. And I know that's a big issue with everybody, but it's even bigger issue with men that are actually told every day, suck it up. You're fine. Stop that crying. You better not, I'll give you something to cry about and everything. And then people wonder why that men aren't able to share feelings and they're not able to process, everything on a daily basis because they've, pounded and buried what's actually happened in their life. And so I actually speak with a lot of athletes and speak with people about knowing their identity after football. So that is one thing that I love to have a platform on, speaking about mental health and sharing my story, learning about my story, learning about yourself, loving yourself, being happy with yourself. Those are so important. Outside of that, sharing my story with anybody who will listen. I'm into property and property investment. I like transformation. I grew up doing construction, so I'm actually renovating my house. But like now, so right when I leave here, I'm going to get some power tools and go back to work. But that's something else that I'm really passionate about is giving people back home. It's in Kansas, but affordable housing because working with homeless and seeing people's life. Whether it's mental illness or life or whatever puts you there, it's important to me that, people are just being good humans. And if you see somebody on the side of the road, I do a blanket drive here in Vegas. When it gets colder, I know, of course, I call it a blanket drive, but it's all donations of shoes, socks, blankets, water. If you want to put together toothbrushes, packets, hygiene packets, and just go and hand them out. I was like, if you see somebody using the curb as a pillow, it's going to change your life. I was like, and just seeing somebody because, like I said, that could have been me. I've lived out of my truck for a little bit, because I told you after football, I actually was in a bad place. I didn't have any money. I had a truck. I had a knee that I just had surgery on. And Vince Neil and the Outlaws, we just got, there's no more money. We got kicked out of our places and literally using my window as a pillow. But I actually had security of a truck before my friend Ricardo Laguna let me, stay in his little room. It was like 6 by 6, but
Right.
he gave me a spot.
Right.
And somebody gave me a chance and said, "Hey man, if you don't want to go home and drive home because you don't have money." I didn't have money, but he's
Right.
like, "Hey, Terrance, take a room and, start looking for a job." That's how I started my journey here. And I was like, that's why it's so important to me to help anybody that's homeless or, because you don't know their story, you don't know their experience, you don't know what led them to be in that spot. And what I said to myself was, man, if I just had something soft to lay my head on, I wish that. And so that's why I do the blanket drive here in Las Vegas and, and hand out whatever and just try to help.
You should do
my
a
part.
summer rehydration handout.
I'm actually
with
trying to
BioSteel.
No, absolutely. I'm trying to put that together, and and they're all about it because the heat out here, and also you just see if you see the people that we can go into our cars and our houses and have AC and get that that 100, get out of that 115 degree heat.
Right.
I was like, these people are literally going and standing and sitting underneath a tree where it's still 115 degrees.
Right.
So the hydration part, I'm actually really trying to put that together, in the future for next summer.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Tell me about those. I know you can always use volunteers. So.
Oh man, absolutely.
And
absolutely.
we could also promote it on the show and,
Yes.
and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff.
So I mean, I always we don't accept. I don't accept money. If you want to drop off a blanket, drop off a blanket. If you want to drop off a case of water, that's going to get handed out. Our hygiene. Like, I don't believe in, Terrance, let me cash app you. No. If you want to give something, then give it. And I was like, and don't be like, oh, well, this is what they're going to use it for. No, that's true giving is not worrying about what your gift did for somebody else.
Right.
I was like, you gave. I was like, you gave from your heart. You gave from what you need, from what you had, and let it go. And so that's what I ask people is that if you want to drop off socks, shoes, whatever you're not using, I was like, that's what I ask for here in Vegas.
Let me ask you a personal question about your mental health platform. And did you get to that from a life experience with mental health?
Yeah, it actually, that part where it came from a lot of pain, it came from failure again. So that, that kicking ass that I needed from getting cut, I still had hope. I still had my identity. I still had my family, my friends, and I was still there. So when life came at me, and I lost my job. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have no money. What am I talking about? I don't have any money.
Right.
I was like, wait a minute. So now I'm not playing football. I don't have a job. I don't know who I am anymore.
Got a busted up knee.
I got a busted up knee. I was like, I have a cracked disc in my neck. I have a cracked disc in my back. My knee is, still messed up. My Achilles is torn. I have a bum shoulder. All of these things are just adding up, and the nerve damage is not helping. So I've taken a hit mentally. I've taken a hit physically, and I've taken a hit that I was just like, what is this? What am I here for?
Were you suicidal?
Yes.
You were? Wow.
Yeah. So, it's I went really dark because I started to drink. I started to do anything. And I'm talking about this is Vegas. My alcoholic friends are even saying, hey, Terrance, man, you know what? Maybe you need to take it easy, but I'm doing anything to feel. I'm doing anything to be happy. And I'm happy when I'm drunk. I'm happy when I'm numb because I don't have to think about my failure not making it to the NFL, my failure not, being, not being able to take care of my family. And I kept on putting all this weight on my shoulder every single day of things I don't have. And now I'm looking at my phone and my friends are living in mansions and then that jealousy and envy is now added to the regret and the pain and, being broke.
Right.
And so I just kind of sat there and I started to say, okay, now not drinking enough. I was like, that's not giving me the courage. I need to take it up a notch. I was like, I'm not happy here anymore because now I'm waking up and saying to myself, yeah, this is the day. I was like, I'm okay. I'm okay with not waking up. So I would load my gun and I never put it in my head or in my mouth, but I would sleep on top of it and I would wish it would go off.
Wow.
And it was so dangerous because that's what mental health is now. It's like literally like this clear bubble that everybody on the outside is beating in the side. But people don't understand the mental health on that is because you feel truly alone. And no matter what you say, you could have been at my door and saying, Terrance, you're worth it. You are somebody. I love you. You know what I'm saying? My mother is beating her, she's crying on, video calls and like, I can't move. I actually I sat on the couch for, I think it was close to 4 weeks and I didn't have the energy.
Wow.
I drank a little bit of water and I, ate some snacks here and there, but I literally got up to go to the bathroom and get something from the cabinet, like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and then go lay back down. And I laid there and I had no energy. I had no hope. I had no nothing. And I didn't hear God. I didn't hear my family. I didn't hear friends. I didn't hear inspirational quotes.
Right.
And,
What'd you do?
Honestly, one day I just started to feel something. And I was like, I went and sat in the shower and I started to talk. And I felt crazy. I felt absolutely crazy because my mom begged me. She's like, Terrance, she's like, just promise me you'll get up and go and take a shower and then you can lay back down. And she's like, please, just, so tears falling from her, and I don't feel nothing. Now, me and my mama and my daddy, my family is everything in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I would never want to disappoint them, never want to leave them, but I don't hear them right now. But she on this call, she says, Terrance, just go take a shower, and you can lay back down. Promise me that. Okay. Got up, got off the phone, went and got in the shower, and I'm just sitting there. And now I'm talking about 2 hours in, and I'm just sitting here. I was just like, man, I'm a failure. And this is my path, my journey, what happened to me. That honesty, I've never said I felt like a failure out loud. And I was like, well, why do you feel like a failure, Terrance?
You're talking to yourself.
I'm talking to myself. That's why I feel absolutely crazy right now.
Right.
I'm glad I live alone, because if I had, anybody renting out the other, room,
Right.
They're going to think, wait a minute, Terrance is not in there. He's in there by himself.
Right.
And so I just started
Taking
to
a
say
2-hour
things.
shower.
Yeah, 2-hour shower. So I was like, now, luckily my water heater is great, and I'm in the HOA where they pay for the water, so we're good. And I was just like, well, why do you feel like a failure? Well, you didn't make it in football. Wait a minute, I never said that out loud. I thought it, but I kept it in.
Right.
And then I was just like, well, Terrance, you don't have a career. Thought it, never said it out loud. Why don't you have a career? Why don't you have a resume, Terrance? And then I just rolled out this list of what I've been feeling on the inside. And I'm talking about, I'm honestly, I'm man enough to say this. I cried so hard. I bawled. I'm like talking about curled up, because like everything's, like a baby. I'm talking about, and everything started to pour out of me of regret, of hate, of anger, I'm talking about, I've broke down so many things that happen in life where I was talking about my position coach in college. The shower became my safe place. Mm-hmm. And then I woke up the next day with a little bit more. I was like, Mom was like, okay, get in the shower. She's like, now I want you to get in the shower and I want you to, go clean up something. She's like, just go clear off the table because my house is a wreck.
Right.
It stinks. I stink.
Right.
Everything.
Right.
And she's like, okay, now do 2 things. So went in the shower, and it was something that I shared, something else about myself. And being honest with myself and that reflection and that time with me, I was like, now I'm able to say it. Now this is where I was able to take it to God and say, now, God, now I know what to ask for. And now I know what to ask for and what to do. Now guide me. Because I can't just say, help me with my career.
Right.
What about your career, Terrance?
Right.
And I honestly felt like a voice in the back of my head saying, I want to know exactly what you want. And that reflection and that time for myself, that time with God, that time of peace, that started to get me up every single day. And then I was just like, okay, start moving. Start moving, Terrance. Okay, face yourself. You faced yourself. That's the hardest part. All right, now God is still here, Terrance. All right, now let's go. Now they beat you up. It's just like they fired you, but they don't know what they're missing now. Now that drive is coming back, little by little, day by day. And then I started pumping out resumes. resume, bow. Indeed, man. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, another interview, bust. All right, on to the next one. Another interview, bust, on to the next one. Then I get an email, Terrance, we'd like to schedule it. All right, man. All right, here we go. All right, that's fine. Amazing, and excuse me. I'm just making them laugh and just telling them about my daily routine and what's going on. Terrance, we want to offer you the job. Wait, what? I'm so used to it. I actually kept all of the emails saying no, thank you. We've moved along with somebody else.
Right.
And I was like, so I was so shocked because I kept on trying. I was waiting for this one shot, this one opportunity.
Right.
And she's just like, well, I can't make it official, but I like you. Can you talk to this? His name was Jim. She's like, Terrance. She's like, we want to introduce you to him.
Mm-hmm.
Talk to him. 2 weeks go by, and I was just like, I knew it. I knew they didn't want it. So my friend, her name is Simone. She's a CEO boss out in Colorado, right? So I was talking to her, and she's just like, email him. No, I'm not gonna email him, man. I was like, what am I bothering them with?
Right.
And she's just like, email them and she's just like, and tell them, look, you want this job, and tell them exactly what you want. Have no fear. She's like, go after it. I emailed him. I was like, you know what, Bow, let me email her. Not even 15 minutes later, Terrance, we apologize. I knew it. I started reading it, and she's just like, we hired you back then. We've decided that day that we wanted to hire you. We're sorry. We've just been so busy. Congratulations.
Wow.
And so that took care of the mental part, was taken care of with my honesty and reflection and getting to know myself 100%. I'm talking about from head to toe. So mentally, now I'm feeling better, and I'm not searching for that numbness, that next thing to get me through, that pain. And I've dealt with it now. Now that I've dealt with it, now we got to do the financial side. Now, so mentally we're good. Now financially, Terrance, you got to get moving. We got to get this work going, man.
Mm-hmm.
So now financially, better. Now, Terrance, physically, now you got to take care of yourself, which definitely helps with mental.
Right.
Because that work ethic that I had lost,
Mm-hmm.
that drive that I had lost, all these things that made me the athlete I was, the man I was, now I had to get that back. And so I would go to LVAC and on the Stairmaster, and I think my bench was down, my squat was down, my everything, leg press. I'm horrible the first day, but I did it. I took a step, and then I was like, okay, but I can do more the next day. And I can do more the next day. And then I finally got into a rhythm and a routine, a healthy routine, where I was like, my body is now popping up. And I'm like, yo, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm thinking good. I can do a couple more things. And I got out of that funk. And I know that doesn't help, that's not the process for a lot of people with mental health issues. I was like, I've lost friends, I've lost, and that was just adding on all of these things, this weight, and then this glass where you're not letting anybody else in. And they think that the world is on top of them, and it's not. And I'm asking them, I'm asking people to just one issue at a time. Take that off your shoulder and deal with it. You don't have a million things to do today. You have one. And that's what my mother said to me was, Terrance, I just want you to do one thing today. And in those steps, I said I took that and then I helped it. And then I dealt with one issue a day. And then months later, I was like, wait a minute, I've dealt with anger, I've dealt with regret, I've dealt with identity and not, I've dealt with, and then you're finally able to look at yourself in the mirror and smile again. And then because you're no longer that cancer to friends, you're no longer that, that envious, jealous person because there's somebody, they're in a place in life that you're not. And then once you get that energy back and you start to build your own energy, you're happy with yourself. I don't need anybody else. I can do it. And then that's when things start to click for you.
Nice.
When that is that push, is
Right.
that routine, and life starts to happen. I promise you this, that things will happen if you get in that routine, that healthy routine, and push every day. And that's what helped me on my journey. And also having loved ones and friends and everything still there. Mm-hmm. Just know I was there.
Right.
Because I wouldn't even want to, now that I look back at it, I would never want to hurt anybody in my life by leaving this earth and saying, Terrance, what could we have done? But so many people lose that journey, and people don't understand the helplessness that that person feels, that they feel alone, and there's nothing that somebody can save them. So that's when I share my stories of motivation, of health, and everything that I do. I want that person to know that there is somebody there to hear them, to sit in quiet, to get them help professionally, to get them a meal, do whatever it is to take that one step. And that's what was given to me as Terrance, take that one step and do one thing today. And mentally do that one thing today and take it off your shoulder and then truly let it go. And then the next day, take it off your shoulder and do the one thing. And you're going to start walking different. You're going to start talking different. And people are going to see you in a different light. Because when I became that cancerous person, is that nobody invited me out again.
Right.
It was just like, Terrance, what you doing tonight? I was like, hey, what's everybody doing tonight? And then you look up and they're at Drace, at a pool all together.
Right.
I was that friend. But now I took my power back and my energy back and my happiness back, and I gave it, and I'm able to finally now on a daily routine live the life that I want to accomplish, and where I see myself. And I don't see me being complacent ever again. And I also don't see an NFL, platform where I'm going to feel regret. I'm just going to push every day to be my best and push myself to the best, and something will happen. I just believe that.
Nice. Very inspirational, and I could go on, but we have to end this.
Oh, man. No, that was a great time, man.
But,
I appreciate you.
Thank you for your time and for your BioSteel.
Absolutely.
People, get your hydration on with BioSteel. And until next time, Fit Fam, like, share, especially this end part where he really gets into his emotional, mental health area. And until next time, Fit Fam, I'm out.